video is not sponsored by anyone yet.
No, one day we'll get there. We are in a beautiful spot right now. You guys can't see this, but we're in like a massive field. Nice fall day. A little breezy.
Doesn't get much better than this, really doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good time. Time to take it easy.
It is. Yeah, welcome to the channel, guys. If you're new, pretty much just live our lives out here every single day, kicking it, playing sports, doing what we love to do.
Yep.
Can't really complain.
Yeah. Not often. We probably don't get to do what we're doing right now, which is getting to see our old college buddies, old teammates, new friends, getting everyone together.
Yeah.
Because we don't live close to one another anymore, most of us from college. So it's a good time to have. That's what we're doing this weekend, which is dope. But I'd be curious what you've been up to lately. Any updates? I guess we can chat about new stuff going on, work, passions, interests.
For sure.
Type stuff.
Life has been good lately. Can't really complain. It's funny. So Victor and I have always been really creative people, and something clicked over the last 3 to 6 months where we really started to take a deep dive into our creative pursuits and trying to, just make things happen and do what we really like doing. So for me, I've just been really locked in recently on trying to get better at capturing video and photography and doing a lot of those things. And I think we've definitely both come a long way in that regard. So it's been cool to see.
Yeah. Even starting something on the side or only putting like a little bit amount of time into a new passion or a new interest, I think is super important. I got caught up for so long thinking that you have to like go all in on something just to, I guess, make it work. When in reality, we all have, most of us all have day jobs. We have something going on, and you're not able to put it all in, effort sometimes or time. So right. I think the big turning page for me with creating content was realizing that like I can start with a small amount, and then I can do that every few days, every day, and just grow on top of that. It doesn't have to be all at once. And I felt a lot of pressure like to do that, to go all in. But I think learning from you and Josh and a few of our other friends is that in order to start something, you just got to do it, even if it's the smallest thing. So that's probably the big thing I've learned, is just starting small and seeing where that takes me. So it's been a process. We're 23, 24, 25 years old, and feels at times like we're older, but really like we have so much more time to do this stuff, and it's awesome.
What is in all your creative pursuits and all your content and videos and all these new cameras and cool gear that we are afforded the luxury of being able to purchase now, what is something that you have as a goal in mind in the future for any of those things?
A goal, I think, is to hone in on what I like doing the most. I love creating content, but I think I can go one step further in that, which is, what kind of content do I like doing? And that's, I think, my goal, is to figure out what is that exactly. Is it a niche thing? Is it being diverse and having multiple things? I think finding that next step is what I'm after right now. So I'm trying to do a lot of different things to see what that is. But yeah, I'd say honing in on like a niche, something I enjoy, certain business or industry. That's probably mine. What about you?
That's a good question. I think I'm a very goal-oriented person, so I kind of live my life just not trying to complete everything that I set out, but knowing that I have goals for myself, and the more I try and push myself to achieve the things that I foresee that I can, actually complete, like the more likely I am to do them. But for me, I really just want to make my content creation more of a lifestyle, because it's really something that I really enjoy and I have a lot of fun doing. Not only does it like make me happy and fulfilled, but I just genuinely enjoy it. I think it's exciting when you're editing at 2 o'clock in the morning and crushing, like just deleting sleep that you could be having, but at the same time it's so worth it when you can have that priceless moment for someone and just make them feel like they really matter and are cared for. So I think that's cool. Definitely something that can make a big impact.
For sure. Yeah, I think it's funny when you find yourself, you oftentimes don't realize this, but like you just said, like 2 a.m. editing, when you're editing like late at night, you don't realize, oh, it's 2 a.m. because you're enjoying it.
Yep.
You're loving it. And sometimes it's hard to I guess realize, but then you know that you're doing the right thing. You're in the right steps, on the right track, and I think that's good for everyone to kind of find, is that thing that keeps you up late at night, but in a good way.
Yeah, it's definitely a grind.
Yeah.
It is. It's tough to do, but at the same time, like, it's worth it, like we've been saying. And yeah, you have to start somewhere. If you are a videographer, or if you're not, or if you're someone that can see yourself maybe doing it in the future, our advice, or my advice specifically, would just be to start with your camera on your iPhone and just go from there, because you'd be surprised what these things can do. I know I did that for a long time and learned a lot about just capturing angles and things like that. And you get to a place where you're like, okay, now I'm comfortable with this, and then you take that next step, and then everything gets easier from there.
Yeah, maybe we can chat a little bit about like the beginning of creating content, because one thing I want to point out is like trusting your work and also finding confidence in your work.
Yeah.
Because we're still at the very early stages of what we're doing, but I think have confidence in the content we make. And it takes time though. Like, I still am not the most confident in, doing certain things like what we're shooting right now. It's new to me, very foreign to talk, in front of cameras. But I think the confidence is key. I think that comes with time. That comes with trying new things. Like you're saying, like just take your phone, shoot. Take some videos of yourself traveling or just talking. That kind of stuff, I guess.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
For those of you that are familiar with my channel, you know that I like to do tons of sports. That's just what I find a lot of, or what I fill a lot of my free time with.
Bee.
Oh no. Josh has got a bee problem, for real.
Yeah. Oh, it's hanging out.
Still here.
We're going to take a 30-second break to advertise the bee.
Save the bees, man.
Save the bees.
I love honey.
Honey's great.
Honey.
We need bees to survive.
Yeah,
That's that.
That's that nectar.
Yep. All right. That's our advertisement.
Thanks for keeping up with our advertisements. Shout out to the sponsors, which is my bank account.
Yeah, my bank account going down. But hey, that's part of it. One thing that we both are doing is taking risks. I think that's another key, is just taking a risk and accepting it, going for it. I wrapped up my full-time job a few months ago after a year, and took that risk. I'm doing it now currently, and I know you're pursuing new endeavors with your content and a new job, which you should probably talk about, which is cool.
Absolutely, yeah. It's funny, so I took a job coaching volleyball, which is something I absolutely love to do, at Marymount University, and I'll link another video that I put out talking about sort of that role and how I'm excited for it. Mm-hmm. But going back to our earlier point, like the whole reason I got that job was just showing up somewhere and filming with my iPhone.
That's crazy. He just showed up to What game?
Yeah, I showed up to
A
a
volleyball game.
I was filming with my iPhone, and one thing led to another, and now I'm a full-time or part-time assistant coach at the Division III level, which is something I always thought I could do, but really, didn't see it happening anytime soon. But I'm really fortunate for it. So it's funny how things work out, and you just gotta be in the right place at the right time, and that stuff comes.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing is like taking chances and showing up places or doing something on your own. You never know like what that's gonna bring. You met someone, or someone came up to you, and
Yeah.
look where you are now. Like you have a awesome, cool job that you're doing on the side, and you're doing content, you're filming, you're coaching too, which you love to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that kind of will fall into people's laps as they pursue what they're interested in.
So I want everyone in the audience to learn a little bit of something about Victor today. So tell us something about yourself, whether it's a passion, a hobby, or just something about you that most people that either know you wouldn't know, or to all those in the audience that have never heard you or met you before. Just something that they can take away that, oh, this Victor guy, he's a pretty cool guy.
Man, well, a little bit about me. I am one who's moved a lot, and so I've lived in 3-4 different places now. So I think that's been an important thing in my life that a lot of people actually don't know, that I've moved. And I think that's kind of helped build me and shape me. I think that made me very open to meeting people, to taking risks and trying new things. I mean, hell, but maybe we should have censored that, sorry. So, heck, I mean, for example, I grew up in Southern California, sunny Southern California, Laguna Beach. You've probably seen it on TV and shows, and it's great and all, and it's a different lifestyle. But if you would have told me there that I would have been going to college in rural Pennsylvania and playing volleyball, I would have looked at you like upside down, like, are you kidding me? And I think that's really crazy is where we end up, and you never know. That's something people don't know about me. So I've moved. I grew up on the West Coast, made my way east with the family, and that I think I value that. Played a big role in my life, still does, and I think that makes me open to a lot of things. Yeah,
definitely agree. It definitely is cool when you can come from someplace different and bring your perspective to a new place. I think for me personally, moving from Pennsylvania to the Virginia area, you definitely get that similar concept of a little bit of shock when you go from a lot of space, a lot of openness to people everywhere walking around. But at the same time, change is good. I think change is healthy. You can't be in one place for your entire life and expect to really grow and develop into the person that you really are supposed to be. I think that's my take on life. Others could disagree.
Yeah, one thing that is ingrained in my head is the phrase, be comfortable with the uncomfortable. And I had to write a paper on this, actually. It's like a narrative paper. I chose the topic and felt very passionate about it. And it's pretty much just, as you're saying, like getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, the unknown. My throat's dry. Man, it is cold out here. Woo! Sponsor break. I'll wrap up that other thing is just, I think how we both have had our lives so far is just being comfortable with the uncomfortable, accepting change, accepting new realities, and knowing that the plan will work out however it shapes itself. That's something I value in Mitch. Is Mitch has always tried new things. He moved right after college. He got a job. He moved to a big city from his family. So there's a lot of things to look up to in Mitch. Maybe one thing you could chat about is like what keeps you going? What keeps your mind open to trying new things, taking on a new job, on top of a full-time job? Like, what makes you keep going?
I think early on, or no, I wouldn't even say early on. I got to a point, honestly, in college when I made the conscious decision to really take control of my life. I think everyone has a chance to be whoever they want to be in all aspects of life, but that is a decision you have to make, and you definitely have to put in the work to do so. My parents were always very hard workers, and people always say that my parents were hard workers, and it was ingrained in me. But honestly, like, I'll say the same thing. Like, my parents were always doing different jobs throughout their lives, and I think kind of that work ethic just doesn't really leave you if you can really get inspired by it. And I just feel like I'm in charge of the destiny of my own life, and if I want to make that happen, if I want to be the person I see myself being in 10, 15 years, you gotta put in the work and the time.
Yeah.
So as much as it can be stressful, and it can just make life a little bit more difficult when you have responsibility on top of responsibility, I think at the end of the day, it makes everything worthwhile, and makes life worth it. So I wouldn't change it, and I appreciate you saying that, but yeah, it's just how I live my life, and I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, that's important. That's important for sure. We probably got time for like one more question each. And these drinks are toast.
Yeah. All right. So this isn't really a question, but more of just,
yeah.
I think I'm liking the way this video is going in terms of just providing context to everyone about who we are, for those that don't know. So Victor and I, we moved to the same area a little over maybe a year and a half ago, about that time. And it's just been really cool to see him grow and our relationship grow at that time, because when I first moved to the Arlington area, I had no idea this guy. I had no idea that this guy was living there.
I didn't know.
I found out on his Instagram story, and then the next day we saw each other, and it's been a crazy year. So you just you have to be open, be willing to do things. That's what I love about this guy, is we will do absolutely anything together, whether it's Nats games, Audi Field. Yeah. Just like always being down for adventure and
Say
the
yes.
Next thing. Like, you don't know what could happen.
Say yes.
So I'm looking forward to continuing that relationship going, continuing to make memories, continuing to create this awesome content for you all. So make sure to just keep following along, and we're just going to keep living our lives.
Yeah, this is well said. This is the first of many. We'll have a name for it as you're watching this, but we're going to keep it going. We live close to each other, so we always have a pact to produce content, especially now that we're really doing it almost full time, apart from other jobs. But yeah, I think we got it. It's a work in progress always, and we're here for that journey. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, what was that, 2 years ago or something? When we realized we were in town, we met at a Mexican restaurant in Georgetown. You remember that?
Yep.
We sat outside, and we were close in college, but we hadn't seen each other for a bit since then. So when we first met, it was funny because we had no idea what each other's jobs were, like what were we doing, who were we even living with, and it's crazy to think like now, like everything that's happened since then. We've learned so much about each other and our interests, and what makes us flow and tick with our work, and what we're passionate about, and it's an awesome thing to see, and hopefully you guys take one little snippet away from this, and hopefully we encourage you to do something good out there.
Absolutely. You are who you surround yourself with, and man, I'm happy to be surrounded by this guy all the time. We just encourage each other and foster that environment of bettering ourselves. So it's going to be a hell of a year. a big time 2023 come in, and I can't wait.
Absolutely stoked on that.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up. Cheers.
All right.
But thanks for watching.
Thanks for tuning in.
A lot more to come. Thanks for taking the time to watch.
Yeah. Hit that like and subscribe button. Follow along on all our socials. We'll link them in the description below. And we'll see y'all next time.
That's it.
Peace.
See ya.
Dope, bro.
Woo!